Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to talk about microglial cell and ependymal cell. What is microglial cell? What is ependymal cell? Microglial cell and ependymal cell are the types of the neuroglial cell. Glial cell. This is the topic number 2, and the topic number 1. I have already explained what is neuroglia, what is neuron, what is the difference between neuron and neuroglia, what are the types of the neuroglia. Okay, so microglial cell and ependymal cell are the types of the neuroglia, and Schwann cell, oligodendrocyte cell, satellite cell, uh, radial cell, and many other. These are all the types of the neuroglia cell. So in, from the previous lecture you can get a flow chart for the neuroglia cell and its types, but in this lecture I only discuss what is microglial cell and what is ependymal cell. Okay, as we know that neuroglia or glial cell, this is the neuroglia or glial cell, it is also called glial cell. Glial, as you know that nervous system is made from the two types of cell, neuron and the glial cell. Neuron are the actual cell of the nervous system. The neuron are the uh, impulse producing cell, but the glial cell are the supporting cell. Okay, so microglial and ependymal cell are also the supporting cell. What is microglial cell? Microglial cell are the immune cell of the central nervous system. As we know that our kidney, our liver, stomach, skin have a specific type of cell which is called macrophage. So microglial cell is a macrophage of the central nervous system. Each liver have a macrophage, the copper macrophage, lung have the alveolar macrophage, skin have the dendritic macrophage. But the central nervous system, the brain and the spinal cord have a specific types of macrophage which is called the microglial cell. So as you know that macrophage is derived from the monocyte. The monocyte, the macrophage of the other body part other than the central nervous system, is derived from the bone marrow. Bone marrow. This is a bone marrow. There present a stem cell. This stem cell produce monocyte. This is the monocyte. This is the stem cell and the bone marrow. This monocyte when go to the blood vessel, convert. This monocyte will go to the blood vessel, and from the blood vessel, when this monocyte is going to the a specific tissue, a specific organ, suppose the lung or the stomach. So this monocyte is converted to the macrophage. So every organ have a specific type of macrophage which is derived from the bone monocyte. But the macrophage, the microglial cell of the central nervous system, is derived, is developed in the time of gestation period. This microglial cell developed from the yolk sac membrane and the petal life. Yolk sac membrane have a specific type of stem cell. This is a stem cell. This stem cell convert into the monocyte. Then this monocyte is go to the nervous system and to the central nervous system. Central nervous system have its own macrophage, while the peripheral nervous system have its own macrophage. This monocyte is go to the central nervous system and convert to a macrophage. So microglial cell is the macrophage of the central nervous system. What is the function of the macrophage? As you know, macrophage is the immune cell. Macrophage engulf engulf every types of bacteria, every types of pathogen, virus, toxin, and protect our body. So microglial cell are the cells which is present in the spinal cord and the brain and the inactive palm. Inactive palm. But this cell become active during the attack of the pathogen, toxin, etc. So this is go to the site of infection and engulf this that bacteria, that antigen, that pathogen, and destroy them. So it protect our brain. Another types of cell is the ependymal cell. What is ependymal cell? Ependymal cell is also a supporting cell of the central nervous system. Peripheral nervous system have two types of cell, Schwann cell and satellite. But the central nervous system have microglial cell, ependymal cell, astrocyte, and radial cell. So the ependymal cell is also a supporting cell of the central nervous system. Okay, ependymal cell, ependymal cell are the supporting cell which cover the lining of the ventricle of the brain. Look at this one. These are the ventricle of the brain. This is the lateral ventricle. This one is the third ventricle. This one is the cerebral aqueduct. This one is the fourth ventricle. I have already uploaded a detailed lecture for the ventricular system for the cerebrospinal fluid, but here I am giving a little bit idea, only the concept of the ependymal cell. So these are the ventricles. These are the ventricular system. This is the brain mass, as you know from my the previous lecture. These are the brain mass. This is the cerebrum, suppose. These are the meninges. Okay. The ependymal cell cover the lining of the ventricle. This is the ependymal cell number 1, 2, 3, 4. Cover the lining of the ventricles and cavities of the brain and the spinal cord. This is the spinal cord. Okay. As we know that cerebral spinal fluid is pumped here and the choroid. This is the choroid plexus. Cerebrospinal fluid is pumped in the choroid plexus. This is the one point. Another point, cerebral spinal fluid is also produced by the ependymal cell. This is the choroid plexus. Choroid plexus, villi. This is the villi. This is 1 villi, 2, 3. This is villi number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So here is the ventricle. This is covered by the ependymal cell. Choroid plexus produce cerebrospinal fluid and thrown into this area. Okay. As you know that from my previous lecture, cerebrospinal fluid is circulate here. But the ependymal, but there, this area, this villi is covered by the ependymal cell. Ependymal cell cover the lining of the cavities and the choroid plexus. So what is the function of the ependymal cell? Ependymal cell function number 1, produce cerebrospinal fluid along with choroid plexus. Another function, help in the circulation of the cerebrospinal fluid and the ventricle and the subarachnoid space of the central nervous system. Another function, ependymal cell help in the reabsorption and the of the cerebrospinal fluid. What is the? This is the. This is the. Suppose this is the. These are the. This is the ependymal cell. Ependymal cell produce CSF, cerebro CSF, produce CSF. This is the one function. It's help in the circulation of the CSF in the ventricle. How they help? Ependymal cell have a specific types of extension which is called cilia. Cilia. Ependymal cell have. This is the microvilli on the surface of the ependymal cell. These are the cilia. By the beating of the cilia, cerebrospinal fluid circulate in the ventricle of the brain. Okay, this is the another function of the ependymal cell. The third function of the ependymal cell is the reabsorption of the cerebral spinal fluid. As we know that cerebral spinal fluid is produced here, circulate there, and The drainage of the cerebrospinal fluid from the central nervous system is occur in the superior sagittal sinus. As you know, from my previous lecture is from my big lecture. Okay, as you can search my in the previous lecture, the cerebrospinal fluid. Here I explained in big detail what is the formation of the cerebral spinal fluid, circulation of the cerebral spinal fluid, drainage of the cerebral spinal fluid, function. Okay, so the cerebral spinal fluid is drained here, but the ependymal cell also have the ability to absorb, to reabsorb the cerebrospinal fluid from this ventricle. So this is the third function of the ependymal cell. Ependymal cell help and the reabsorption of the cerebrospinal fluid, production of the cerebrospinal fluid, and circulation of the cerebral spinal fluid. Okay.